welcome to your mid-month reading. There's not going to be any shuffling of the cards for these anyways, because I was doing it and then my video cut out, so I'd already laid these out. So let me just tell you, for Geminis, this is from April 15th to April 30th. If it resonates, consider a personal reading. My rates and info are below. I also have FAQS below for commonly asked questions. I'm on Instant Go if you need a quick answer to a quick question. And then finally, check out my playlists, because they're kind of like my library to me now. So I have all my sun moon readings uploaded in there, and now I'm currently doing compatibility readings for all signs, okay? The compatibility readings I'm doing in the order of most views from signs of all time. So I will get to yours eventually, but I'm just doing them at my pace. I don't want to burn myself out. And then keep in mind, this is a general reading, so it can apply to love, romance, friendships, family, what have you, okay? So Gemini, here we have the Hermit card in regards to the period prior to April 15th. What I get from this is some of you went through a period of loneliness, okay? So either you cut yourself off from either you cut yourself off from people that you don't want to hang around with, or you're feeling like people don't want to hang around with you. Either way, you're isolated, you're alone, you don't have anyone around you, you're off on your mountain someplace. But unlike the Hermit in the upright, when he does this to go in regards to clarity, the Hermit in reverse to me is a sadness goes along with it. Sadness, sulking, pouting, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just you don't want to be around anybody, and you're kind of going over like past mistakes that you made, maybe beating yourself up a little bit, and that's what I kind of feel, you know, re-going over stuff that you really don't need to kind of keep going over, but you do anyways. Maybe it's part of your process. This is also the card of Virgo for those of you if that resonates. And then presently we have the Three of Swords in the reverse. So this is the period from April 15th to April 30th. This is you, after this period that you went through here, this is you coming out of the loss, okay? Some of you might actually receive the apologies that you've been wanting to hear. Some of you might be physically healing after surgery or after whatever in regards to your physical body. But the main point here is that you guys are getting what you need to move on, getting what you need in order to forgive, getting what you need to kind of recover, put the pieces back together with this Three of Swords. Now, I feel like this is a process for you guys, because here we have the Moon card, and that's a card of Pisces, moving from April into May. And with Pisces, there can be psychological issues associated with the Moon card. Depression can be associated with it. Paranoia can be associated with it. Just things that you need to deal with that you don't necessarily want to deal with. You might be avoiding them. It might be a form of avoidance because you're not seeing the problems or what's kind of causing the problems, or like I said, you just don't want to confront it. So, you know, this moon, the Moon card is often to me about having to dig in the roots, dig in the ground, and really get the cancer out. You know, getting out what's really wrong until you sift through the dirt and it's pure and it's ready for growth. And so I feel like this is a process you guys went through, or a process you're going through. It's just your process is what you have to do. And you don't totally kick out of it in regards to May. I think it's still, you're still going through the process. There's a turn here, but it's still, I don't want to say a long road, but it's still going to be a road. Okay? Can you please provide clarification on the Hermit card in reverse for Hermit card in reverse for Geminis? Why is the Hermit card in reverse for Geminis in regards to influences prior to the 15th? The Five of Swords. We have the Seven of Wands. Okay, so what kind of happened here for some of you is we have the Five of Swords along with the Seven. So the Seven of Wands and the Death card. To me, that kind of spells a story of why you kind of went off and cut yourself off. So Five of Swords is just being subjected to really strong arguments, okay? You know, it could be even abusive relationships, could be violence, bullies, you know, just being dealt a hand of really strong and cutting words and fighting with somebody who wants to be right all the time. And it's not necessarily your fight, but you keep on getting the shrapnel from it. And, you know, with the Seven of Wands, when these fights were going on, you constantly felt like you had to defend yourself against the other person trying to pick at you. pick at you or, you know, prod at you or knock you off of your mountain. And you just felt like you always had to defend yourself against this person. You were just getting very tired of it. So the Death card is the ending, okay? And that's the card of Scorpio for those of you if it resonates. And you just kind of decide that this has to end. You just can't be doing this anymore. So you were the other person decides to end this. I'm feeling strongly it's you. And you're doing it so that you can kind of renew and you can move on. And so you can heal, like it talks of over here. You know, it's so you can have a rebirth. You can have a big change can come from this ending. You're trying to let go of this energy here that's not suiting you and move on, or you did and you moved on. So that's why we get to this period of recovery here. Can you please provide clarification on the Three of Swords in reverse? Why is this Three of Swords in reverse here for Gemini? Who is this person? What's this energy in regards to the last 2 weeks of April? Personality perspective. Okay, good. So the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, along with the Six of Pentacles. Wow, that's interesting. Okay, so so what I'm kind of getting is the last 2 weeks of April, your luck starts to turn because we have the Wheel of Fortune. So, you know, it's a turning point for you. And the reason why it's a turning point for you, I mean, it's interesting because we have the Six of Pentacles here along with the Seven of Swords. And what I'm getting is this person back here who, however they were, either they get what's coming to them, I feel like, with the Seven of Swords. And that's where you find your peace. So either they get in trouble for how they're being, they get punished for how they were being. They might be trying to make things right with you. That's another thing with the Seven of Swords. So it might be like apologizing to you. But I feel like, and here you are, because here's the Six of Pentacles, and here you are, and maybe, and you're tossing them crumbs. Like, you know what? It's a little too late, I'm feeling like, in regards to that. So you really, to me, sometimes the Seven of Swords to me is the karma bus. And you're just kind of you're like, well, I don't care, but here's some crumbs for you to, thank you for apologizing, but here's some crumbs for you, you know, and be on your way. So that's what I feel like is part of the process, part of healing. You're kind of seeing that how this person chose to be is coming back and kicking them in their butt, or you're hearing about it. Maybe the cycle of how they were is continuing, and they're starting to realize, you know, it wasn't necessarily you that was the problem, it's them that's the problem, and now they're starting to see that, and that's helping you with your process. Can you please provide clarification on the Moon card? Why is the Moon card here? Who is this person? What is this energy in regards to Gemini's moving forward from April to May? Who is this person? What is this energy? But I feel like with that Moon card, maybe it causes you to have realizations about yourself. Page of Wands. Knight of Cups reversed. And the Emperor. So, Page of Wands leads me to believe somebody's not talking, okay? Because the Page of Wands in the upright, he's a very kind of talkative person. And in reverse, not only is he not talking, he's not listening. To me, the Page of Wands is always like, I can't hear you. You know, like, I can't hear you. But I feel like, and then we have the Emperor card, which is the card of Aries. So just bear with me because I'm tying this all together here. So with the Moon card, I feel like, so whatever happened here in regards to this person, so okay, you dealt with them. Then you go in here and you start having realizations about yourself. And maybe one of the realizations you're having is, well, maybe I don't, you know, because we're all works in progress, okay? So you say to yourself, well, maybe I didn't listen to them as much as I should have. Or maybe I refused to talk, you know, or communicate in the relationship, okay? And with the Knight of Cups, maybe, you know, you're kind of telling yourself, this is why it kind of ended in disappointment. You know, maybe I have intimacy issues or commitment issues, or maybe I blame too much, or maybe I was too moody and emotional or jealous. You know, I almost feel like, or it could be you talking about the other person too. maybe they were like this, and you're having, I'm feeling like it can be either they were like that and you're having, you know, some mental issues, or you're working through some mental stuff in regards to this. And then the Emperor card, to me, you know, maybe I was too aggressive. Maybe they were too aggressive. And you're kind of dealing with this aftermath of this person. Whether it was you doing this to them or them doing it to you, and I feel like you're dealing with these specific things that they did. I'm feeling like it might be more of them. You're dealing with what they did. So maybe they were really assertive. Not aggressive, just assertive. They wanted things a certain way. They expected things to go a certain way. They had boundaries that they expected you to adhere to. But then again, so they had the commitment issues, or they blame people, or whatever the issues I'm talking about. Could have been an abusive relationship too. And this Page of Wands here, they just didn't communicate. They didn't want to hear what you had to say. It could go back to this Five of Swords here. Somebody that you're fighting with, and they don't want to hear it. They step up the game until they've beaten you into submission pretty much, and you guys kind of go back and forth. So I feel like here, April moving into May, you're dealing mentally with a lot of these issues that are going on, and just trying to get them cleared up. So I do feel like it's a process for you guys. So hopefully next month it'll be, maybe you guys in May will have gotten, or past May, you will get to where you kind of need to be. But I do think it's slow and it's going to be a long process for you guys to get to the other side of this. All right? All right, Geminis, I'm going to end this reading. So keep in mind, if it resonates or you need help with something like this, consider a personal reading. My rates and info are below. I'm also on Instant Go if you need a quick answer to a quick question. Check my playlists for my Sun Moon readings. Check them for my compatibility readings. Like, share, subscribe to get notifications for those too. Otherwise, I'm going to wish you guys the best of luck. I will see you in April for your love readings. Adios. Well, not April. May, right? Yeah, May for your love reading. Adios from Veronica Garnett.